Welcome to MCpodcast, aka
Men of Culture Podcast.
And in today's episode, we're going to be doing animes that should have a second season. And the first one is going to be Maid-sama. This is one of the ones where it was a super enjoyable season one. It had its own originality, its own romance twist. This is just a good show if you want to sit back, relax, and enjoy a romance show. It's not too heavy. It's lighthearted. There's definitely a bunch of cool moments, fun moments. But this is definitely one of them that need a second season. It's not appreciated enough. And of course, it's been so long that they're probably not going to make another one, but it definitely deserves one.
Another one that deserves a season 2 is Hyouka. Like, this one is one of the most infamous what-if type of animes. This could have been one of the best romance animes, school life animes, probably ever. And it's still great. But it could be even greater if it had a second season. It ends off with the main character finally starting to actually have some real character development and kind of starting to want to change because he starts to realize he has feelings for this girl. But it just ends off on that note and we never get another season. And this is a needed season 2.
I think next on this list, I'm going to have to go with Beelzebub. Now, this is actually a longer show for those who know of it, and it's about pretty much this high schooler who basically just throws hands with a bunch of more high schoolers. Think about, what was the anime that just came out about fighting? Windbreaker. Think about Windbreaker, but like super comedic, got a bunch of jokes. It's just a really fun time, and if you like action, it's definitely one of the ones to go. It's got 60 episodes, so it's not like it doesn't have any credibility behind it. I think all in all, it had a great take on powers and power scaling and kind of how they mixed it in with reality. I think it's a really cool show. It's definitely got some time to watch the episodes. And this is another older one where I don't think it's going to get another season, but it definitely deserves it too.
Another anime, I feel like this will never get another season, but I felt like was really good is Black Bullet. This was a very solid anime. One of those 12 episode animes where you watch in one sitting and you realize, where's the season 2? Because it literally ends on a cliffhanger as well. Things start off a little slow, but then they progress really quickly, and it's really interesting. But I feel like a season 2 would just really satisfy that urge that you have, because this is one of those animes you could literally watch in one night and then fiend for a season 2 that's probably never going to get one.
Now, I'm going to hit you guys with a hidden gem that's kind of sort of well known, and that's Cautious Hero. Like, this, all in all, is how you do an isekai the right way, right? You don't take it over seriously, you don't throw too much into the plot, you make it simplistic yet done well. It's got its own twists, so it's got its own cool parts. I won't spoil it. You can kind of guess by the name, Cautious Hero, super cautious hero. The whole basis is the comedic value behind it, and just how the kind of the main character is as a whole, and how it kind of reacts to other people. And it's a really refreshing kind of like perspective on an isekai, because you get that comedic value without taking it too seriously, but they also have very serious undertones that kind of come in later in the season, which makes it kind of like a cherry on top, where it has all that kind of action, comedic, yet still has that kind of like seriousness behind it, where it's not all fun and games. Cautious Hero, in my opinion, is an amazing 12 episode anime where it just needs a second season already. I'm surprised it hasn't, just because of how well it's done.
Another anime you should watch on this list. Now, the title's a little crazy, but A Sister Is All I Need needs a season 2. Now,
tell them why, Khalil. Tell them why.
Look. The title is misleading, but it's not really all about, like, I know you're thinking this sounds like a hentai. It is not. It's actually the furthest thing from it. Basically, it's really about manga life, like an up-and-coming light novel writer is trying to like make his light novel series work, and it basically just really goes in depth on the industry. And there's like all his friends and stuff like that are all like light novel or manga artists and stuff like that, and he has like a little sister fetish, quote unquote, but he really doesn't, because he likes other female heroines, and she's actually a little freaky, but we fuck with the heavy. Like I said, this show has a little bit of like, you know, the meta culture scenes, a little bit of it, but I think it's a really good show, especially if you're interested in learning about more of the like the light novel industry and manga industry. It does a pretty solid job. Misleading title, but Sister All I Need. Give it a season 2.
Next on this list is another like dark horse, like something you would think would already have a second season, and that's Deadman Wonderland. Now this started off with a bang. Like first episode, it grabs you, like you're locked in, ready to watch the next one right after that because it has such an impulsive, crazy start. And not only that, but with the addition of all like the powers. And it's just kind of like a breath of fresh air when it comes to anime. It's like it's not very often where you find a show where you feel like everything feels new. Like it's not something that's been redundant or reused in different versions or different ways. It feels like everything there is raw and part of what somebody, like a story somebody wanted to tell. And Deadman Wonderland had a really cool kind of take. And if you haven't watched it, at this point you should. It's about a kid that gets framed for a crime that he did not commit, and he gets sent to a jail. And this jail is kind of for like serial killers, and they put on shows. It's like the Coliseum. Obviously violence, but people come to watch it, and it also gets rid of the people that do bad in society. But he's obviously not from it, and there's some deeper plot that goes on here, and it deserves a second season. It had that intensity. So
just to add, I read the manga to it. And honestly speaking, if it got a season 2, literally it would have completed the manga. So Deadman Wonderland deserves a season 2 because after the event of the season 1, season 2 of Deadman Wonderland would have been where all the crazy shit was going on. Like it would have been some real crazy ass, cool ass things that were going on. It's a really good show. Like I said, the manga only has like 58 chapters. Anyways, a second season would have completed the manga probably. Fire ass show. Oh, I was talking about Deadman. Another anime you should check out is Talentless Nana. This one is, like I said, I'm gonna say it a million times. This is like Among Us. Like really, real life, it is Among Us. So basically, the premise of the show is that people who have superpower, there's people who have superpowers, and they get shipped to an island separated from people because you have to learn how to develop their ability and stuff like that. But reality is the government wants them all to be killed, but obviously they're kids, so you can't just outright kill kids because that's going to create an uproar. So instead, they send in someone who doesn't have powers to go and kill all the students one by one and basically create dissension and stuff like that. Literally, the Among Us a premise, because the entire time it starts going crazy where everyone's suspecting one another, and she is a master manipulator. She's really like that. It is basically the Among Us premise, an anime version.
If you are not fooled by the first episode and who you think the main character is, you're going to be lost. That's all I got to say. That's how good it is. Next on this list, we're actually going to throw in Chainsaw Man. We feel like this is definitely going to get a second season, but it's kind of taken a while for it to produce. Solo Leveling came out later, I feel like, than Chainsaw Man, and it's already released the second season. So I'm really surprised with all the hype, especially the animation. But either way, a huge studio that you would think would be pumping out a bunch of stuff. This obviously deserves a second season just because we're missing so much information. I feel like we really haven't gotten far whatsoever at all into the manga or later on into what happens in the story. All in all, super sick show. I think it's got a very serious undertone, but it has like a joking main character who doesn't take stuff seriously. So that always does it for you, especially in shonen anime. But it's gonna get a second season, we're hoping, but this one definitely deserves it.
Ben 2 is a anime that is serious but unserious at the same time. Basically, they literally go to a supermarket and they fight for a bento box. Like
Discount bento.
Like it's discount prices go crazy and they throwing hands. This is like a serious gig. The main character didn't know about it the first time, gets his ass whooped. This anime is like serious but unserious at the same time, which makes it really funny because of the fact that they're fighting over discount bentos, and the main character, by the end of the series, he got them bitches. In the beginning, he didn't have them hands, but after that, I mean, he was throwing hands with the best of them.
Next on this list is gonna be Trinity 7. Now, this is like an older show that I actually watched when I was younger, and I think that it did a really good take on how like grimoires and magic can be implemented well into an anime. That you don't see it done much in a complex level where it's like it's got its own rhyme and reason to everything that they do. The main character is pretty cool. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but he obviously goes to a school of magic after he finds out he was actually controlling like a whole city and like it was actually like a barren city. It's super crazy. It's definitely a good watch. Super surprising it doesn't have a season 2. I know Chloe said they dropped 2 movies, so that might be why as well. But this one is the one that deserves it, but that's probably not gonna get it. Trinity 7 is still good to watch though if you haven't.
The next one on this list, it'll never get a season 2, but I fuck with it heavy. High School of the Dead not only should have been 20 times more popular in Japan, it should have got a season 2. Bad bitches and zombies just work.
Guns and I'm confused how to do it.
Like, okay, maybe can we just bring this anime to America? Like, have this, redo this again and send it to America? This is, every American would fucking love this shit.
Right.
We love zombies, bitches, and guns. Like, that's our shit. If this anime came out, like, literally, like, maybe 10 years later, it would have gotten multiple seasons. Like, titties, guns, and zombies, we fuck with that shit heavy.
And
but
bitch slapped his girl first day.
Yes, he did bitch slap his girl the first day. For actually low-key no reason. Low-key, he walked in the room. He walked in the room and slapped the fuck out of her and, like, kept it pushing.
Anyways, next on this list, and finally on this list, is World's End. Now, this is like dark horse hidden gem. Like, you've never seen this probably in your life. This is basically about a guy who basically takes care of. Yeah, go for it, bro.
Yeah, so World End is basically like, okay, the world gets fucked up, and basically they can no longer live on the terrain of the earth, so they have to live in the sky. Basically, they're basically like platforms and shit like that where they're living in the sky. There's not a lot of humans, there's a lot of like demi-humans and shit like that, but there are these female warriors who have like abilities to fight, but they're all like little girls and they have like shortened lifespans for whatever reason. I forgot the reason why, but this show is really, really good. Like, so the first few episodes, it is a little bit of a slow start where they're developing the connection of the characters. They want you to learn to like the characters, but they get sent out they still have to go out and fight these monsters that are on the Earth's terrain, because the Earth is so fucked up, and things can happen where they can attack the floating islands basically. And this anime ends on an insane cliffhanger that, honestly speaking, if it came out maybe a year or two sooner, this would definitely got a season 2. This is one of those animes that I really don't understand why it doesn't. I read some of the light novel. It's really good. It's one of those it just came out the wrong time period, honestly speaking. It had to come out the wrong time period, but this anime needs a season 2. It's just really, really good. World End Harem, must watch.
Next on this list, which is actually crazy that it's last, which is No Game No Life. Like, this, I feel like, is one of the shows that you always start off watching, and through this show, there's obviously the main characters get transported to another world. It's an isekai, but it's a world of games. So everything is won via card games, chess games, strategic games, video games, anything like that. And these two are known for being the best players in the world everywhere, for every game. So obviously they come to this new world and they kind of show off their power, and they go through the show just like that. It's one of those shows where I feel like everyone has watched and has demanded a second season. It has just been nothing with it. But I think No Game No Life has been one of the cooler animes with a good twist on an isekai, but also done right. So all in all, definitely needs a second season, but probably not going to get it.
I also want to say No Game No Life is probably the most creative isekai anime, and obviously it hasn't got a season 2. We don't understand why, but other isekai animes that are total bullshit about smartphones in another world get season 2s, but No Game No Life does not. Another anime that has not gotten a season 2, and this one was another fire one, is Chivalry of the Failed Knight. Like, this one was phenomenal in every way possible. It had female heroines who liked that. Swords, the swordplay was immaculate, bro. There are so many moments. The main character is basically supposed to be the worst knight, but he's really like that. Like, he has this one overpowered ability. The moment he says that shit, he's on go. And basically the whole school is actively trying to hold the shit out of him, because for whatever reason, they don't believe in him. But bro goes through the ranks and whoops everybody's ass. And this is another one that may not get a season 2, but this was a fire anime. It's one of those 12 episode series that you're gonna watch in one sitting.
The fact that the finale of that show was him going against the top scorer and him winning, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like once that's like the starting point of what he's going to do and accomplish, not where you're gonna end it. That's what bothers me. But I would love a season 2 for this one.
Yeah, like I said, it does. We don't understand why. What's the criteria for season 2s anymore?
No, we don't know. We really don't.
I mean, literally, it could be about a healer killing slimes for thousands of years and it gets a season 2, but this doesn't get a season 2. You don't understand it. And the last one on this list, I think this and No Game of Life are the two ones I think needed a season 2 the most. It is Grimgar of Ashes needs a season 2. It's a fire series. It does a great job in every sort of way. I think this is one of the first isekai animes or isekai/fantasy animes that do a great job at not only creating camaraderie between characters, you just like want them to survive. They know very little about the world and they're just kind of thrusted in this world where they have to kill goblins and stuff like that to survive. They're all very weak and they all have to progressively learn together how to live. And once they have to deal with trauma in real life shit, I feel like this is a very realistic fantasy type isekai anime that does a great job at making you like the whole group.
I agree as a whole. I feel like this show kind of gives off vibes of like Angel Beats almost, of where like you feel like this is going in a different direction of just like, because they come in with no memories, nothing at all. So you're always questioning why and like what's like going on in the world that they need to do to get out or to go back or how they got there. It just raises so many questions, which makes you being involved with the show. And with it being super hyper realistic, a lot of the characters are put at risk when fighting goblins, huge monsters. So it's like, it really shows how if you were to actually get thrown in there, that this is what's going to happen. And it's just you get this weird feeling of like almost sadness with the show, but it's actually really good. It executes it well, and they definitely go a long way.
So these are all the animes that we believe that should get a season 2. Now this was a long list, but you should go ahead and check out some of these animes if you haven't watched them. There's a lot of good gems out there, and leave that in the comment section below what you think should get a season 2. There's a lot of animes that for some reason don't get a season 2, and there's some shit animes that get season 2 and they don't even make sense. So make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Say Meta Culture, people. Peace.